me, more often than not, I opt for fresh or frozen. The reason being is the canned are going to be higher in salt content. That said, if you ever get into a world where you're going to be more on your own, either as a student or as an athlete, some of these are great because if you're traveling a lot, they're not going to go bad on you. Right there, you're covered. You can rinse them off, get some of that extra salt content off, but it is great because when you open up your crisper in the fridge, if you didn't get to those vegetables in time, it's really funky in there, right? And if they're really funky, you're throwing them out. If you're throwing them out, then you're throwing out money. If you're throwing out money, throw it my way. Don't throw it out through the garbage, right? So canned vegetables have their place. I'd rather more often, in terms of good nutrition, to go more frozen and fresh.
Is canned corn bad for you? Because my mom said it was bad.
You know what? When it comes to corn, even though it's not a grain like pasta, rice, I put it in that category. In terms of nutritional content, it's a carbohydrate, which is fine. You guys need carbs, but I would use this or rice or pasta, not corn, pasta, and protein. You should be looking for less starchy vegetables to add to it, because otherwise you're just going to have a meal full of, that's going to break down into sugar. Or mix it up. Maybe you're going to do half the portion of rice and half the portion of corn, and plus your non-starchy vegetable. Do you know what I mean when I say non-starchy vegetable? What would be some examples? Lettuce. What else? Throw it out. Yeah, your dark greens. Yeah.
Broccoli.
Broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower. Once you guys get basic nutrition down, which is why we're going to need to communicate a lot, I'll get you to another level. We're going to talk glycemic index in relation to sport. We're not going to do that right now because that's going to be totally foreign language for most of you, but we will get there. But how you prepare food too is going to change up in terms of how starchy or sugary it is. But for now, if you're going to have corn, it's not bad. It's not bad for you. And I'd make sure that your plate is kind of like the sign language. Do this with me, just play. Excellent. So this is going to be high five for protein, the alternative. This is your starch, your carbs, your energy. Right? This is more vegetable, please. Okay. So your plate should be protein, starch. Sometimes really high activity days, starch, grains, pasta, vegetables. And then your in-between meals, snacks will have other options that come into play. So that's kind of how you want to build your program. So this would be your starch.
Carrots, are they a starchy vegetable or no?
They are, but they're more starchy cooked than raw.
So raw, they're okay?
Yeah.
They're kind of like
they're fine.
They're like
too.
broccoli and stuff.
A little bit higher, but they're still fine. Yeah.
How does cooking change the composition?
It breaks it down the starch more, so it's more sugary. Processing. A lot of times when you heat food, you're processing it a little bit, so you're going to change the nutritional value. Like boiled potatoes are going to be less sugary than baked potatoes. Baby new potatoes are going to be less glycemic index, less sugary than your typical. But we'll get into those sort of things later on. Based on if you guys are working out hard, you have good recovery, and overall balanced nutrition, it's not going to be that big of a deal, but make sure that you do get the other options together. Excellent.